Now Hector saw his child and smiled at him in silence, saying nothing. Andromache stood next to him in tears, grasping his hand, and spoke his name, and said, "What are you doing, Hector? You strange man. Your will to fight will kill you. Do you feel no pity for your little baby son? Or my unhappiness, my life of loss? Soon I shall be your widow. Soon the Greeks, all of them rushing at you all at once, will kill you. Then for me, when I have lost you, better that I sink down below the earth. There can be no more comfort afterwards for me when you are dead, but only pain. I have no father and no noble mother, because godlike Achilles killed my father. He breached the towering gates and sacked my city, Thebe, where we Sicilians once lived in peace. Achilles killed the king, my father, but did not strip the armor from his corpse. He felt compunction, so he burned the body along with his ornate, well-fashioned weapons and heaped a mound to mark the place. Around it, the Oreads, the mountain goddesses, children of Zeus who wear the goatskin aegis, made elm trees grow. And I had 7 brothers. All of them went to Hades on one day. Swift-footed Lord Achilles killed them all, amid their bright white sheep and shambling cattle. My mother, who had ruled so long as queen beneath the shady woodlands of Mount Placus, was brought here by Achilles as a slave, along with all the other looted treasure, but he accepted ransom from her father to set her free, and in her father's house, Artemis with an arrow struck and killed her. Hector, you are my father and my mother. You are my brother, and the vigorous man whose bed I share. Please think of me. Please have pity and stay here on the wall. Please do not make your son an orphan and your wife a widow. Line up the troops beside the wild fig tree, the place the enemy might scale the wall and strike the town of Troy. The Greeks have come to try that very spot 3 times already. Brave Diomedes, son of Tydeus, both sons of Atreus, the 2 named Ajax and famous Idomeneus, attacked right there with all their finest fighters. Perhaps someone who knew divine intentions told them, or their own impulse led them there.
But I feel overwhelming shame in front of the Trojan women in their trading dresses and Trojan men, if I shrink back from war as if I were a coward. And my spirit tells me I must not stop, for I have learned always to be a warrior and fight among the frontline champions of Troy, to win great glory for the king my father and for myself. You see, my heart and mind know this for sure. There will be a day when holy Troy will be destroyed, and Priam, lord of the Ashwood spear, and all our people. But no one matters more to me than you. No pain that anyone in Troy will suffer, not even Hecuba or High King Priam, not even all my many noble brothers who will be slaughtered by our enemies and fall amid the dust in days to come. No pain of theirs affects me more than yours. One day, some bronze-armed Greek will capture you, and you will weep, deprived of all your freedom. Then you will weave to serve another woman in Argos. You will have to carry water from river Hyperia or Marsyas entirely against your will, but forced by strong necessity. And sometimes people will see you weeping there, and they will say, "That woman used to be the wife of Hector, who was the greatest champion of Troy during the Trojan War." And when they say that, your pain and grief will feel brand new again, because you do not have a man like me to save you from the day of your enslavement. But as for me, I hope I will be dead and lying underneath a pile of earth, so that I do not have to hear your screams, nor watch when they are dragging you away.
Then noble Hector reached towards his son. The baby wailed and wiggled back to snuggle into his well-groomed nurse's lap and dress. The child was scared by how his father looked, shocked at the terrifying horsehair plume that nodded at the top part of his helmet. His loving father and his mother laughed. Hector immediately took off his helmet and put it on the ground. It glittered brightly. Then glorious Hector kissed his darling son and took him in his arms to rock and cuddle, and prayed to Zeus and all the other gods.
Zeus and you other gods, please let my son be just like me, admired among the Trojans, strong and successful on the battlefield, and powerful enough to rule in Troy. I hope they say when he comes back from war, this man is so much better than his father. I hope he kills an enemy of ours and brings his blood-stained arms and armor back, and makes his mother happy.
With these words, he gave his son to his beloved wife. She let him snuggle in her perfumed dress, and tearfully she smiled. Her husband noticed and pitied her. He took her by the hand and said to her,
"Strange woman, come on now. You must not be too sad on my account. No man can send me to the house of Hades before my time. No man can get away from destiny, first set for us at birth, however cowardly or brave he is. Go home and do the things you have to do. Work on your loom and spindle, and instruct the slaves to do their household work as well. War is a task for men, for every man born here in Troy, but most especially me."
When he had finished speaking, glorious Hector picked up his helmet with its horsehair plume. His loving wife set off for home, but kept twisting and turning back to look at him. More and more tears kept flooding down her face. Quickly she reached the rich and well-built house of Hector, killer of men, and there she found a multitude of women slaves inside. She prompted all of them to start lamenting. And so they grieved in his own house for Hector while he was still alive. They knew that he would never come back home again from war. He would not get away from fierce Greek hands.